fingers barely held my hand, like something changed inside. Your eyes were looking through me now, no place left there to hide. The words you spoke were soft and warm, but distant like the cold. I felt the space between our hearts before the truth was told. You were still here in my arms, but already gone somehow. I felt you let go before you said goodbye. Your love went quiet while I was still trying. You held me close, but I could feel the cold. Your heart was leaving, I felt you let go. Your laughter didn't reach your eyes, it faded halfway through. You kissed me like a memory, not something real and new. The silence grew between our breaths, too heavy to ignore. I knew the moment love slipped out, you weren't mine anymore. You stopped saying my name the same, like it was slowly losing weight. I felt you let go before you said goodbye. Your love went quiet while I was still trying. You held me close, but I could feel the cold. Your heart was leaving, I felt you let go. Did you fall out slowly while I held on tight? Did your forever fade somewhere overnight? You didn't break me loudly, you didn't make a sound. You just stopped loving me and let my heart fall down. Now I replay the moment your touch turned hollow. You were already leaving, I just didn't know. I felt you let go in the quiet of your touch, in the way you held me, but didn't hold enough. You looked at me like someone you outgrew. Your love was fading before I lost you. I felt you let go before the end. You were already gone while I held your hand. I loved you alone. You held my hand, but not my heart. Your eyes were somewhere else. I gave you every fragile part, while you kept yours to yourself. Your words were warm but felt so thin, like echoes made of stone. I thought we were together, but I loved you alone. I kept building us in my mind while you were already gone. I loved you alone, two hearts but just one beating. I stayed when you were leaving. lessons growing in your touch was crystal clear. You kissed me like a memory you were ready to outgrow. I kept holding tighter while you let go. You stopped saying what we were while I said everything. I loved you alone, two hearts but just one beating. I stayed when you were leaving, still searching for a meaning. You whispered forever, but never made it home. I thought we were in love, but I loved you alone. Was I just a place to rest before you moved away? Was I just the quiet you needed for a day? I gave you all my breathing, you gave me half your soul. By the time I realized I loved you alone. Now every memory hurts, every word replays. I was loving for two while you slipped away. I loved you alone, even when you held me close. I felt the space between us growing like a ghost. I stayed through every silence you never called your own. I thought you were beside me, but I loved you alone. I loved you alone. You were there but gone. I held on too long. I loved you alone. I loved you alone. Your footsteps faded down the hall, but I still heard them ring. The quiet settled in my chest like broken whispering. Your picture resting by my bed, still watching as I sleep. You left the world we built behind, but took the rest of me. You moved on into brighter days, while I remained in yesterday. I stayed in your memory, like a song you don't replay. A love you almost carry, but slowly put away. I'm frozen in the moment you walked out of my life. I stayed in your memory while you forgot mine. Your name still echoes in my room, soft like falling rain. I try to bury what we were, but it keeps rising again. You promised me forever once, now forever's just a scar. I'm holding on to everything you no longer are. You became a distant dream I never woke from. I stayed in your memory, like a song you don't replay. A love you almost carry, but slowly put cross your mind when you turn off the lights? Or did I fade so gently, like we were never real? I'm still living in the moments you no longer feel. Now time keeps moving forward, but I remain the same, still holding on to someone who forgot my name. I stayed in your memory, like a tear you never cried, like the last I love you, you swallowed deep inside. I'm breathing through the silence where your heartbeat used to be. You left me in the past, but I stayed in your memory. I stayed in your memory. You left without me. I'm still here, quietly, where we used to be. Your shadow lingers in my room, like you never left at all. Your echo resting in the dark still answers when I call. I try to move, but every step leads back to me and you. I'm living in the life we had, with nothing left but you. You walked away without a sound, but I'm still where you put me down. I still belong to you, even though you're gone. My heart never learned how to move on. You slipped from my hands, but I'm holding on to truth. You don't belong to me, but I still belong to you. Your name still falls from tired lips, like prayer I can't undo. Every night I close my eyes and fall back into you. You found a world without my love, a sky I never knew, but I'm still standing in the past, where I was yours and you were mine. You became a memory I never left behind. I still belong to you, even though you're gone. My heart never learned how to move on. You slipped from my hands, but I'm holding on to truth. You don't belong to me, but I still belong to you. Did you take my forever when you walked away? Did you leave me breathing but with nothing to say? I gave you all my pieces, you left me with the proof that even without you I still belong to you. Now the nights keep falling and I'm still stuck in blue. You found someone else, I still belong to you. I still belong to you, though you've moved along. I'm still holding on to where I went belong to you. I still belong to you alone. You moved on. I still belong. The door you closed still echoes here, like you just walked away. Your footsteps fading down the hall still replay every day. I left your picture by my bed, like you might come back through. I never moved the life we had, I waited after you. Time kept moving on outside, but I stayed frozen where you said goodbye. I waited after you, long after you were gone, holding on to memories I kept living on. You found another sunrise, I stayed in shades of blue. You walked into forever, I waited after you. Your name still lingers in my chest, like breath I never lose. I tried to bury what we were, but every road was you. The nights grew heavy on my heart, the silence only grew. The world kept turning without pause. I waited after you, you were already moving on, while I stayed holding on. I waited after you, long after you were gone, holding on to memories I kept living on. You found another sunrise, I stayed in shades of blue. You walked into forever, I waited after you. Did you ever turn around to see me standing still? Did you ever feel my love after all this time and will? I never closed the chapter, I never said we're through. I left the ending open, I waited after you. Now every night falls slowly, and I replay the truth. You stopped loving me, I waited after you, I waited after you, through every empty day, hoping you'd remember and find your way. I kept the door wide open, like we were never through. You never came back, I waited after you, I waited still. Time passed, but I will stay here until I stop missing you. left your shadow in my room. It lingers on the wall, your voice still floating in the dark, like you never left at all. I fold the nights around your name, but silence answers me. We built a world with fragile hands, then watched it fall quietly. You said, don't worry, I won't go. But love can change without a sound. How was your almost forever? You're almost meant to be the almost you kept holding, then let slip out of reach. I was the last I love you, you couldn't say again. I was your almost forever, until your almost ended. Your picture fading in my phone, but not inside my chest. I try to breathe, but every breath still feels like holding death. The bed feels bigger than before, and nights are colder too. I never knew a quiet room could scream this much for you. We stood so close to everything, but never crossed the line. I was your almost forever. You're almost meant to be the almost you kept holding, then let slip out of reach. I was the last I love you, you couldn't say again. I was your almost forever, until your almost ended. Was I just the nearly you didn't want to keep? A promise left unfinished, a love you couldn't meet. You held me like tomorrow was ours to never lose, but morning came without you and nothing felt the same. Now every word feels heavy, every heartbeat slow. I'm living in the almost you let go. I was your almost forever. You're almost everything. The dream we almost touched, the song we couldn't sing. I was the arms you ran to before you walked away. I was your almost forever, that never got to stay. I was your almost forever. Now I'm just the memory you almost remember. But love didn't stay long. We lit a candle in the dark, watched it softly glow. You held my hand like you were sure you'd never let me go. But flickers turned to fragile smoke, the flame began to fall. I didn't know forever could be this small. We were warm for just a while, then winter filled your eyes. Love didn't stay long, it slipped before the dawn. We barely learned each other, and suddenly Love touched my heart, but love didn't stay long. Your voice still lingers in my room like something unfinished. The way you said my name at night now sounds so distant. We drew tomorrow in the air, then watched it disappear. I never thought forever would end right here. You were fading next to me while I was still believing love didn't stay long. It slipped before the dawn. We barely learned each other, and suddenly you're gone. I'm holding on to echoes of where we both belong. Love touched my heart, but love didn't stay long. Was I just a moment you needed to feel alive? A place to rest your broken before you said goodbye. You held me like a promise you couldn't keep for long. I felt the end approaching before you were gone. Now the silence grows stronger. Every night feels wrong. I'm still loving you, but love didn't stay long. Love didn't stay long. It faded into blue. I tried to hold the pieces, but they all led back to you. I'm breathing through the emptiness where your heartbeat belonged. You were my forever, but love didn't stay long. Love didn't stay. You slipped away. I'm still here where you couldn't stay. Your footsteps slowly disappeared, but I stayed in the sound. The echoes of your last goodbye still circle all around. You loosened fingers from my hand like it was meant to break. But even as you walked away, my heart refused to change. You turned your back on what we made, but mine never moved away. My love didn't fade, even when you slipped away. Your name still lives inside my chest like it never changed. You stopped holding on to me, but I stayed the same. You left me in the dark. My love didn't fade. Your picture's dim, but still alive inside my tired eyes. I try to bury what we were, but nothing ever dies. You kissed me like the final time before I understood that I would still be loving you long after you were gone. You were already letting go while I was holding hope. You stopped holding on to me, but I stayed the same. You left me in the dark. My love didn't fade. Did you fall out slowly while I stayed in place? Did forever lose its meaning when you saw my face? You moved on like seasons changing overnight, but I'm still stuck in autumn, holding on to light. Now every night I whisper, though you're far away, you stopped loving me. My love didn't fade. My love didn't fade. My love didn't fade. Even after all the pain, you walked into another life. I stayed in the rain. I'm still breathing memories you chose to replace. You forgot what we were. My love didn't fade. My love didn't fade. You left, I stayed, still yours, always. My love didn't fade. But our love couldn't stay. The coffee's cold, you never came. Your chair is still pulled out. The silence sits across from me and slowly fills the house. Your jacket hanging by the door, like you'll be back again. But every second proves me wrong. This is how it ends. We try to hold what slipped away, but love was fading day by day. Our love couldn't stay. It slipped right through our hands. We held on to forever, but never had the chance. Now your name falls from my lips like tears I can't delay. We were close to always, but our love couldn't stay. Your pillow keeps the shape of you, but not the warmth you gave. I whisper things I never said to echoes that remain. We drew a future in the dark, then watched it wash away. I never thought the words goodbye would be the price we pay. We were breathing different air, even when you were still there. Our love couldn't stay. It slipped right through our hands. We held on to forever, but never had the chance. Now your name falls from my lips like tears I can't delay. We were close to always, but our love couldn't stay. Was it something we stopped saying, or something we forgot? Did we slowly lose the fire? pieces when you walked away. Now every night is longer, every breath is great. I'm still loving you, but our love couldn't stay. Our love couldn't stay, faded into blue. I tried to hold the pieces, but they all led back to you. Now I'm calling through the dark, where your voice used to lay. We were almost forever, but our love couldn't stay. Our love couldn't stay. You slipped away, and I'm still here, where we used to stay. We started like a quiet dream, two hearts without a doubt. Your fingers traced forever before the lights went out. Your voice still sounded warm to me, but distant in a way. I felt the road beneath our feet begin to drift astray. We kept walking side by side, but something changed inside. Our love lost its way, somewhere in between. We were holding on to us while falling from the dream. No storm, no loud goodbye, just colors turning gray. We were close to forever, our love lost its way. Your eyes stopped searching for my face, your touch grew incomplete. The silence filled the space we had, where hearts used to meet. We spoke in half-finished words, pretending we were okay. But every quiet moment proved our love had slipped away. You were drifting far from me, while I still believed our love lost its way, somewhere in between. We were holding on to us while falling from the dream. No storm, no loud goodbye, just colors turning gray. We were close to forever, our love lost its way. Till we stopped believing, or just stopped trying, to forever disappear without us realizing. You were still beside me, but already far away. Two hearts walking forward, but love lost its way. Now I'm standing at the ending, where we used to stay. We didn't even see it, our love lost its way. Our love lost its way, like shadows lose you and me, lonely, still close but gray. Our love lost its way. No shattered glass, no slamming doors, just silence in your eyes. You sat beside me like before, but love was saying goodbye. Your fingers slipped out of my hand like something we outgrew. I felt the distance in your touch before I lost you. Nothing ended all at once, it faded into none. We broke quietly, no tears left to show. You stopped loving me, but never let me know. We sat in the silence, watching hearts drift slowly. No fight, no last words, we broke quietly. Your laughter turned to empty air, your warmth began to fade. We kept pretending we were fine, while love just slipped away. The nights grew longer in your arms, but colder than before. I held you like you were still mine, while you walked out the door. You were leaving bit by bit, while I stayed where we fit. We broke quietly, no tears left to show. You stopped loving me, but never let me know. We sat in the silence, watching hearts drift slowly. No fight, no last words, we broke quietly. Did we stop believing, or just stop trying? Did forever disappear without us realizing? You were still beside me, but already free. Two hearts still together, but no longer we. Now the quiet fills the room where you used to be. We didn't even say goodbye, we broke quietly. We broke quietly, like shadows losing light, like whispers fading slowly into the night. I'm still holding memories you don't want to see. We ended without sound, we broke quietly. No words, no fight, just fading light. You and me, slowly, we broke quietly. We used to talk till morning light. Now silence fills the space. Your eyes don't linger on mine now. They slowly drift away. Your fingers used to hold me tight, now barely brush my skin. I felt the distance growing wide before the end came in. Nothing broken, just one night. It faded out of sight. We fell apart slowly, one quiet night at a time. Your love kept getting colder while I held on to mine. No tears, no sudden ending, just hearts that lost control. We didn't crash, we faded. We fell apart slowly. Your laughter sounded far away, like echoes in the rain. The way you said my name before never felt the same. We stopped saying what we felt and let the silence grow. By the time we reached goodbye, we already knew. You were drifting next to me while I was still believing. We fell apart slowly, one quiet night at a time. Your love kept getting colder while I held on to mine. No tears, no sudden ending, just hearts that lost control. We didn't crash, we faded. We fell apart slowly. Did we stop trying or just forget how to forever leave us without a sound? You were still beside me, but already gone. We kept holding pieces after love was done. Now I'm replaying moments, watching them unfold. Two hearts still together, but already letting go. We fell apart slowly, like colors losing light, like whispers disappearing into the night. I try to hold forever, but it slipped from my soul. We didn't break in pieces. We fell apart slowly. We faded quietly. You and me, slowly, still holding nothing. We fell apart slowly. Yeah. We drew forever in the dark with shaking hopeful hands. You traced a future on my heart. I thought I'd understand. Your promises were quiet stars that lit my empty chest. I never thought those fragile lights would fade into regret. We talked about the years ahead, but never planned the end. We were meant to last, not end. That's what you said back then. You held me like tomorrow would never break again. Now I'm standing in the silence where your voice once lived. We were meant to last, not end, but that's not how it went. Your sweater still hangs by the door like you'll come back someday, but dust keeps falling on the hope. You slowly walked away. The way you used to say my name still echoes in my mind. I keep replaying everything we left behind. You stopped looking in my eyes before you said goodbye. We were meant to last, not end. That's what you said back then. You held me like tomorrow would never break again. Now I'm standing in the silence where your voice once lived. We were meant to last, not end, but that's not how it went. Did forever lose its meaning somewhere in between? Did we slowly stop believing in what we used to dream? You let go without warning. I stayed until the end, still holding on to something we were meant to mend. Now the nights feel endless and every breath feels spent. We were meant to last forever. We became regret. We were meant to last, not end. Like this, you promised forever and left me with it. The room still smells like yesterday. Your sweater on my chair. I trace the shape you used to make, but you're no longer there. The clock don't move, it barely breathes, like it's afraid to tick. Every second since you walked away just cuts a little deeper quick. I still hear your whisper in my sleep, calling me forever you would keep. You loved me, then left, like I was easy to forget. Held my heart with both your hands, then dropped to where we met. I'm still here, no air in my chest, drowning in the words you never said. You loved me and left and I'm not breathing since you left. Your side of bed is cold as truth. The silence screams your name. I try to run from memories, but they're glued into my veins. Your laugh still echoes down the hall like you never said goodbye. But every shadow in this house reminds me how I cried. You promised me the stars would stay, but morning came, you slipped away. You loved me, then left, like I was easy to forget. Held my heart with both your hands, then dropped it where we met. I'm still here, no air in my chest, drowning in the words you never said. You loved me, then left, and I'm not breathing since you left. Was I just a moment you needed to get through? Was I just the silence between the old and new? You said I was your always, now I'm barely your past. I'm holding on to pieces while you're letting go so fast. Now every breath feels borrowed, every night feels long. I'm still loving someone who's already gone. You loved me, then left, took the best of what was left. Every kiss still burns my skin like it hasn't ended yet. I'm still here, no there in my chest, calling out to someone who forgets. You love me, then left, and my heart stopped when you left. You loved me, then left, and I'm still here without breath. You stopped reaching for my hand, but never said a word. Your silence grew between our breaths, louder than it hurt. Your eyes were warm but far away, like you were passing through. I felt the distance in your touch before I lost you. You were leaving in slow motion while I was holding tight. You changed before goodbye. Your love faded in your eyes. You held me like a stranger while I tried to hold the night. I felt you slipping slowly, like shadows losing light. You changed before goodbye, and I broke before you left my life. Your laughter didn't sound the same, it barely reached the air. You kissed me like a memory, like you were barely there. The way you said I'm here for you felt hollow when it fell. I heard the end in every word. You couldn't tell you were drifting next to me, but I still believed. You changed before goodbye. Your love faded in your eyes. You held me held your heart. Did forever slowly fade before we fell apart? You didn't leave me suddenly, you slowly let me go. By the time you said goodbye, I already knew. Now I replay the moments where your love ran dry. You were already gone. You changed before goodbye. Changed before goodbye. I saw it in your touch. You were still beside me, but you weren't there enough. You looked at me like someone you were leaving behind. You changed before goodbye and took my heart with time. You changed slowly, I stayed hoping. You left quietly before goodbye. We carved our names into the night, like time would keep them safe. You held my heart and promised me love would never change. Your voice was calm, your hands were warm. You swore we'd never sever. I built my world around your words. You said we were forever, but somewhere in the quiet days, your promise slipped away. You forgot our forever, like it never meant a thing. All the dreams we held together lost their wings. I'm still here in the moments where you swore we'd stay. You forgot our forever, and I couldn't walk away. Your laughter slowly faded out. Your eyes stopped meeting mine. The way you used to hold me close got lost in space and time. You kissed me like a memory you were ready to outgrow. I felt the ending in your touch before you let me go. You were drifting quietly while I was still believing. You forgot our forever, like it never meant a thing. All the dreams we held together lost their wings. I'm still here in the moments where you swore we'd stay. You forgot our forever, and I couldn't walk away. Did forever feel too heavy somewhere down the line? Did you slowly stop needing this heart of mine? You promised me the always, then quietly withdrew. I'm still holding on to forever that only lived in you. Now the silence answers where your voice used to stay. You forgot forever, heaven I kept forever. Your shadow lingers in the room, like time forgot to move. The air still holds your quiet voice and everything we knew. The clock keeps turning on the wall, but I'm still where you stayed. You walked into another life and left me in yesterday. You stepped into a different dawn, while I'm still holding on. You left me in yesterday, where your love still remains. I'm stuck inside the memories, replaying all the pain. You found tomorrow without me. I never found my way. You walked into forever. You left me in yesterday. Your picture faded on my phone, but not inside my mind. I hear your name in quiet nights, like you're still by my side. Promises we used to make still echo when I pray. You turned the page and moved ahead. I stayed in yesterday. You stopped looking back at me, while I still believed. You left me in yesterday, where your love still remains. I'm stuck inside the memories, replaying all the pain. You found tomorrow without me. I never found my way. You walked into forever. You left me in yesterday. Did you forget the nights we promised we would stay? Did forever lose its meaning when you walked away? You left me with the moments that never fade away. I'm still breathing in the past. You turned to yesterday. Now every dawn feels empty, every night feels gray. You kept moving forward. I stayed in yesterday. You left me here with memories that stay. You moved ahead, I'm still yesterday. You started saying I instead, where we used to belong. Your future didn't sound the same, like I was written wrong. You talked about your plans ahead, but never mentioned me. I felt the space between your words growing silently. didn't leave all at once. You just erased the us. You stopped saying us, like we were never real. Your words grew distant from the way you used to feel. I was still holding on while you adjusted trust. Love didn't end with goodbye. You stopped saying us. You talk about tomorrow now, like I wasn't around. Your eyes stopped searching for my face. Your voice a softer sound. The way you used to pull me close slowly disappeared. I felt the end inside your arms before it reached my ears. You were drifting far from me while I still believed. You stopped saying us, like we were never real. Your words grew distant from the way you used to feel. I was still holding on while you adjusted trust. Love didn't end with goodbye. You stopped saying us. Did forever lose its meaning somewhere in your mind? Did you start letting go, one word at a time? You didn't break me loudly, you didn't make a fuss. You just rewrote your world without the we or us. Now I replay your sentences, trying to adjust. The moment love started fading, you stopped saying us. You stopped saying us, and I felt my world divide. You were still beside me, but already saying goodbye. I stayed in every promise. You began to mistrust. We didn't end in one moment. You stopped saying us. No we, no us, just you and dust. I stayed because you stopped saying us. But you took all of me. You didn't slam the door that night. You barely made a sound. Just folded up the love we had and set it on the ground. Your eyes were calm, your voice was low, like nothing had to break. But every quiet step you took was more than I could take. No tears, no fight, no shattered glass, just silence falling as you passed. You walked away gently, but it shattered me inside. No storm, no warning, just a quiet goodbye. You left like love was weightless, like it was easy to leave. You walked away gently, but you took all of me. Your shadow faded down the hall and disappeared from view. I stood frozen in that moment, still reaching out for you. The air was heavy in my lungs, I couldn't even cry. Sometimes the softest endings are the hardest to survive. You let go like it didn't hurt, while I was breaking word by word. You walked away gently, but it shattered me inside. No storm, no warning, just a quiet goodbye. You left like love was weightless, like it was easy to leave. You walked away gently, but you took all of me. Was I already fading before you turned to go? Did you stop loving slowly and never let me know? You held me like forever, then loosened your embrace. I felt my whole world crumble when you stepped away. Now the silence keeps growing where your heartbeat used to be. You walked away so softly, but it broke everything in me. You walked away gently, like love could disappear, like all our whispered promises were never really here. You left me in the stillness with words I couldn't say. You walked away gently, and I'm still here where you walked away. No sound, no fight, just you that night. You walked away gently and took my life. You started pulling back your hands before I understood. Your eyes were warm but locked away, like doors of broken wood. You still said everything was worse, but something felt rehearsed. I kept loving like before, while your heart closed first. You were fading quietly while I was holding on. Your heart closed first. I felt it in your touch. You held me like a memory, but not like you loved me enough. I was still wide open while you built your walls and hurt. I broke trying to reach you when your heart closed first. Your voice grew softer every day, but distant in its tone. You kissed me like a goodbye you hadn't fully shown. The silence sat between our words, too heavy to reverse. I was still saying stay when your heart closed first. You stopped looking in my eyes like love was hard And I kept knocking softly till love ran out. Now I'm standing in the silence where your warmth once was. You were already leaving before you left my arms. Your heart closed fast before the last goodbye. You were still beside me, but already out of sight. I was still believing while you reversed. I lost you in the quiet when your heart closed first. Your heart closed first. Mine stayed and hurt. You left without words. Your heart closed first.